Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Laurie.
Hello. All right, we've got a couple more joining in. I'm sure we'll have others popping in, so I'm going to give just a couple of minutes, maybe not quite that long, to let everyone get into our virtual meeting room today, and then we will get started. So thank you for carving out some time with us. Again, we'll get started in just a moment. All right, Abby. Well, since we only have 30 short minutes together today and a lot of content and insights to squeeze in that time, I want to jump in. As we go through our discussion today, please feel free to ask questions. You can use the chat box. Abby is with us today. She's assisting in our discussion today and is a wonderfully helpful individual. And so if you have questions, comments, inquiries, don't hesitate to put those in. She'll be monitoring and helping me out with those. That said, if we do run out of time, if we don't get to some of the questions, or quite frankly, any of the questions today, my commitment to you is that we will follow up with you to address those. So my goal today is to bring you value, to support you where you are. So again, don't hesitate to submit those inquiries via the chat box, and whether we address them today or we reach out following today's presentation, we will get you answers for those. So I am honored to be with you all today. I am Laurie Pulvermacher. For the past almost 20 years, I've worked with attorneys, business owners, and their teams. I was really excited to join Atticus just a couple of months ago as a practice advisor and continue to do the work that I've been doing in supporting brilliant lawyers in becoming really great business professionals and managers. When we work with attorneys, we usually have these folks come to us and tell us, I need more marketing, I need more clients, I need more revenue. And for the most part, that's true. But the reality is that it's hard to get those things until we start to take control over our time. And having control over our time and understanding where to focus our efforts is the key to growing a thriving law firm. When you do that, you will market more profitably. You will train your team more effectively, and you'll get more time to spend with the people you love and doing the things that you enjoy doing. Atticus has been at this for about 30 years. We help attorneys build great practices and great lives. We coach lawyers on strategic growth concepts through our group and our one-on-one coaching. And we provide targeted and robust training through our workshops and our programs, again, for attorneys and their teams dedicated to the legal profession. We provide a plethora of tools and resources. And lastly, I'll mention our Build Migrate Team division, which supports firms in vetting out talent. In today's very difficult job market, this is a real fabulous resource. So if you want more information on any of these, you can learn more on our website at atticusadvantage.com, or you can connect with us via email at grow@atticusadvantage.com. All right. So whether you're a solo attorney, you're a business owner, you're a managing attorney within a firm, if you are using a lot of your time on low-level tasks, you are wasting real money. It might not always be in the form of actual dollars, but there's still significant value that's being lost there. Even savvy and experienced business owners struggle with the value of their time. And many times they reach a point where they need to kind of reassess their priorities. So what is your time worth? This is not a rhetorical question. It is essential to the success of your business and really the peace of your mind. And for you to know and understand the value of your time and the rate associated with your working hour is really critical to your business. In the vein of our topic today in our discussion, being profitable is going to correlate with doing the work that you should be doing, and only the work that you should be doing within your business. When we first began working with attorneys, they often describe themselves as feeling out of control. They have these just huge and unending to-do lists. They have constant interruptions. They've got emails and calls coming in that they have to return. They have staff problems to fix, or they have clients with just a quick question, right? And the ever-growing struggle that they face is that they just feel like they just can't get things done or done on time. Some of these individuals know that there must be a better way. They know that there has to be a better way to manage their time, to improve their marketing, to hire better, to make their practice more profitable. But the dilemma is, how do I fit in all of those other things when I already have a crazy busy life and calendar? Their days and their calendars look a lot like this very overflowing jar of jelly beans. So to get the calendar to look more like this jar of jelly beans, we have to give things away. We have to do less of the administrative work. We have to leverage our teams. We have to leverage technology, and we likely need to outsource some of the things that we're doing. Some of you on the webinar today might be saying to yourself right now, I don't have a team. I don't have anyone I can delegate to. I'm the only attorney in my office. I don't have time to train. I don't have time to hire. I don't even know how to outsource. So in the time remaining today, my goal is to give you some ideas of where you can start and what you can do so that you can free yourself up a little bit and begin the important work on yourself and on your business to move the needle forward in the desired direction that you have for your practice. So there's more to growing a law practice than just being a really great lawyer, right? In the beginning, I said, I love helping great and brilliant attorneys become fabulous business professionals, right? We have to be more than just great lawyers or great technicians. We've seen this trap happen to many attorneys, and we witness it at some point. Attorneys who are focusing on being the great lawyer reach a ceiling, because strong legal skills can only get you so far. And to break through, to climb further, you need to shift your mindset and the approach you have to evolve and to apply business skills to support your desired growth. Now, I want to clarify growth for a second, because growth is going to be defined differently for everyone. Just as success. What does growth look like for your practice? What does success look like for your practice? For some, it might be exceeding personal revenue goals, or opening up another location, or operating multiple locations. For others, it's maybe working less, spending more time out of the office. It might be transitioning the work that you do today into a different area, or it might be selling your business. Whatever your definition of success and growth is, your business skills are needed to get you there. So your legal skills got you here. Your business skills will get you there. Okay? And we've defined these 4 critical business skills. So you can think of these skills as foundations. Here at Atticus, we often refer to these as our cornerstones, but think of them also as legs on a table, right? If even one is off or a bit wobbly, then the entire structure is unstable. Or at a minimum, it's really frustrating and very annoying that every time you sit down at that table, it's rocking back and forth on you. Okay. And that's why we focus our practice management curriculum on these areas. So first, we've got the focus and the prioritization, or time management. We've got client development, the attraction, the acquisition of our ideal client, or the marketing that we do. We have the building of our team, because having a great team adds value to your firm, and it gives you more time in your day. And then 4th is cash flow and profitability, because you need to know and understand what it means to prioritize the efforts and the casework by its profitability to your business. And you need to understand your numbers. For today's discussion, we're going to be focusing primarily on time management. Again, whatever your definition of growth and success, you're going to need two things: time and money. And for many of us, we feel like, oh, I don't have either of those. So we have to learn to improve our time management to be more efficient, more effective, and then thus become more profitable. All right, so time management is this business skill that we want to apply, that it's going to help us grow, help us manage interruptions, help us get home on time, help us feel more in control. Because again, your time is worth a lot. It is valuable. It is precious. So today I want to review the 5 things or introduce 5 suggestions and strategies that you can incorporate to elevate your time management skills. The challenge today for so many of us is that we are very calendar driven. What the calendar says we do, right? And we just go with the flow. Every day, it feels like maybe we're jumping into whitewater rapids to some extent. Some days we may literally be hanging on for dear life and just getting tossed around. We have a hearing in the morning, there's meetings with clients, we're rushing out the door for a referral lunch. We're jumping in and out of our email and our voicemail. We're putting out fires as they come up. All the while, we're trying to be somewhat productive with our day. The day flies by, the evening comes, and we're thinking, wow, that was quite a ride. So the best advice that I can give you today is to tell you to first and foremost, catch your breath. Catch your breath first, and then prioritize where you jump and figure out where you're going to row. If you're getting thrown into the rapids, I don't want to give the impression that we're just going to automatically turn that raging river into a smooth stream, but we can stop and think about, where are we going to row? Where am I going to swim to? Rather than just allowing ourselves to be carried along by the water and crushed up against the rocks, right? So our first strategy is to pivot from being calendar driven to being focus driven. So before you even start your day, before you check your email or make a call or meet with your team, determine, what are the 3 most important things that I need to get done today? Take 15 minutes to focus on this. Sometimes we talk with attorneys and they go, what, 15 minutes? I don't have 15 minutes. 5 minutes. If you have 5 minutes, take 5 minutes, but just take the time to plan your day. It's going to make a world of difference for you. Brian Tracy is a renowned author and speaker. He's quoted for saying, every minute you spend in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. Okay. If you don't go through the exercise of planning and prioritizing how you spend your time, your days are a natural result of your time being dictated by other people. It will be spent jumping in and out of those projects and those fires and the chaos, and it will painfully slip away from you. Here at Atticus, we are big fans and proponents of using a planner, particularly a paper planner. We have a planner. It's called My Great Life. Copy of it here. This is designed by attorneys, for attorneys, and it incorporates a lot of our concepts and strategies into it. There is so much research out there that supports the effectiveness of using planners. There's also a lot of research that supports the benefits of handwriting plans over digital methods, and we'll save that conversation for another day. But there's a lot of planners out there. So if you have one that you love, use it, great. If you go out and find another one, use it, great. Just do use it and stick with it. We encourage you to stay away from, though, your case management, contact management software, or your calendar systems for this exercise. Go analog, go old school on this, okay? For this to work, you've got to carve out that 5, 10, 15 minutes and ask yourself, if this was a great day, if I was a productive, how would I plan it? What would it look like? Write it out. These are the 3 most important things today. When we write it, we engage the brain. We tell ourselves consciously and subconsciously that this is important. And when we do that, we will make ways to make that work, to get that thing done. If you don't have a planner, use a Post-it note, a legal pad, a napkin, anything. But again, when we do this, we are going to force ourselves to shift to find ways to get those things done because we said they were important. The more we do this, the more consistent we are with it, the more we program ourselves to focus on prioritization rather than focusing on the calendar. For some of us, that's going to be really, really tough because we have already programmed ourselves, for some of us for decades, to jump into the email, to jump into the calendar, to determine those, or to get into those platforms, determine how we're going to start and evolve our day. We've already created that habit of doing those types of things first. So this is just like deciding just to jump into the rapids without having that plan, right? So give yourself some grace. This is going to be a process. You will have to create new habits to replace the old ones. So start by spending those 15 minutes to plan the day and identify those vital items. And if there's only one thing that you can get done, if there's only one important thing that you can identify and focus on and commit to, then do that and grow the habit by incorporating additional components. And then grow the time that you spend. Instead of 5 to 15 minutes on planning your day, spend 30 minutes to plan your week. We all have those things that we need to get done every day, right? The production, the projects, the writing, the reviews, the drafting. In order to do those things, we need dedicated time to do it. The challenge that occurs for most of us is that the time that we devote for these tasks, well, maybe we're not devoting the time, but if we are, the time that we devoted or carved out is usually riddled with multitasking and with constant distractions. Or worse, maybe we tell ourselves, hey, I'll do this outside of business hours. I'll do this, when the clients aren't calling or when I don't have team members here. But for this work to get done and for that thing to actually happen, you have to shut off all distractions and protect your attention. So for those dedicated times, we're saying carve out 15 to 30-minute time blocks. Set a timer. We like to call these focused sprints, right? Because we're going to be focused on the task at hand for that dedicated time, an uninterrupted period of time. If you have team members, tell your team members you're doing this. Close the door. Put a note on your door that says, do not disturb. I will come back out in 15 minutes or at this time. Let them know this is my heads down specific concentration. And they can help you and support you by not interrupting you or holding things until after you're done with that. But you also will have to discipline yourself. To stay heads down, you're going to have to remove distractions. Close out of your email, turn off your phone, and just focus on that task alone. I can speak from personal experience. Technology is easily distracting. Our phones have this gravitational pull, if you would. If my phone is nearby during one of my focus sprints, I will find creative avoidance. I often will put my phone in another room because if I hear that all too familiar chime or vibration noise, you all know the one that I'm talking about, the one that makes you immediately turn to your phone and grab it, then game over. That focus sprint is shot. So when I'm timing myself, I'm using the clock in the corner of my computer. I'm using a kitchen timer. I'm not using my phone because if my phone is there, again, it's just way too tempting. So know yourself, know your triggers, and remove them. Schedule 1 to 4 of these sprints each day. You will be amazed at what you can accomplish and how far you can move the needle forward on something when you are giving it your undivided attention. Everyone's going to be okay. The the world will pick right up where you left off when you open your door again, I promise. But if you are concerned about matters of staff, clients, or even your family, then clarify what is an emergency and when you can and should be interrupted. Otherwise, outside of that, protect that time and protect the attention to that. Keep in mind that you are being hired for your ability to handle complex matters, for solving problems, for your judgment. So your time is valuable. It is precious. And the most important thing you can bring as a lawyer is your time. So if you can pull off 1 to 2 of these focused sprints every day, you're going to have a really productive day. If you can do 4 of these, it's going to be an amazing day. So even the hardest cases of procrastination, I'm a professional procrastinator many times, and creative avoidance can be overcome with these dedicated 15-minute sprints. Now, once you get successful with your 15-minute sprints, now we encourage you to extend that time and carve out what we like to call a power hour. This is taking your productive sprint to the next level. Okay, the next level of productivity, of effectiveness, and quite frankly, satisfaction. These power hours, we usually recommend that you dedicate these for more complex tasks like trial preparation or drafting plans. But the concepts that we applied to the sprint are the same here for the power hour. Set a timer. Again, it's going to force you to focus on the task at hand or the project at hand for that period of time. It's going to aid you in cramming in as much production in that time as possible and allow you to be singularly focused on what it takes to get the work done. Your power hour should also go on your calendar. Okay? If it's important, if it needs to be done, it belongs on your calendar. So talk with your team again, ask for their support in helping to protect that time. Tell them what you're focused on in that power hour and to provide you with anything that might support you in your efforts. If you need notes, if you need information about client matters, again, have them provide that in advance so that you have everything and that you don't need to disrupt yourself to get that information. But this also includes your team, again, not bothering you for non-emergency things. All right. Now, strategy number 4 here may seem like a ridiculous strategy, maybe for some, or an impossible strategy for some of you. That's okay. Some of you may choose to ignore this strategy altogether, but perhaps there's some of you joining us today that have been ignoring this strategy, maybe for several years, and you're ready to stop ignoring it. Okay. The truth is you need time off. Your brain works like any other muscle in your body. And for you to be creative and for you to be at your best intellectually, your brain needs rest and recharge. So sometimes we often challenge our members to kind of think through the next year. Think and plan how to make the remainder of your 2022 or all of your 2023 about you, about those you love, and about doing the things that you want to do, about making those things priority in your life. You do have a life outside your practice, and you should be planning your family time, your children, your vacations, your wellness. So look at the year in advance. Most of us plan work stuff first, and then we try to cram in the family and the personal stuff. Flip that. What significant events do you have that are taking place with your family, with your children, with their school, with your spouse, your loved ones, and even within your community or within your social interests? Put those things on your calendar. For your wellness, you need to see your doctors and your dentists. Schedule those appointments. And exercise is important too. A lot of the members that we work with will actually schedule their daily exercise on their calendars, whether it's over their lunch hour, first thing in the morning, end of the day, whatever that might be. Remember, if it's important, it should be carved out and put on your calendar. Again, you are being paid for your judgment, your problem-solving skills. Your brain needs to be in top running order. And so it needs time to recover, just like any of your other muscles. Attorney burnout is a real thing. Many, far too many, experience it, suffer with it. So work-life balance is essential for a great practice and a great life. And those folks, those individuals in your life who love you and appreciate you will thank you and be grateful. And I promise you will as well. All right, and the last strategy I want to highlight today is to plan out your marketing for the year and put that on your calendar as well. Marketing is an essential activity for your business, and all too often what we see is that this just doesn't give enough attention, or it gets attention when business is low and we're in desperation mode. And all that serves to do is create a lot of ebbs in our volume, resulting in kind of these ad hoc or jerky marketing efforts. So look at the year and last year as an indicator to see, do we have swings in revenue? Do we have trends that show that, hey, maybe we have a slow season in the summer or in the winter around the holidays? What marketing activities can we incorporate to combat that? If you are doing seminars, workshops, or public speaking events to drive business, strategically schedule those to support the consistent business volume. And then we recommend 3 marketing contacts per week. Again, for some of you, that might seem like a lot. So if you're not doing that now, start with a minimum of 1 per week and grow from there. You are in the people business, and you will need to be in front of your audience and your referral partners. So schedule those lunches, those coffee meetings, those networking events, community outings, things like that, and get those on your calendar. The more attention you give to your marketing, the more clients you will attract, the more selective you can then be with the clients and the cases that you choose to take on. So in the words of Mark Powers, never, ever, 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 ever stop marketing. To help you with these strategies, we want to share with you our time template. Abby is going to put this in the chat box so that you can download it and create your own blocking strategy. This is a fillable PDF that you can kind of manipulate and shape. But this is a tool that's a gold standard for the work that we've been doing with our members here at Atticus for decades. So use it to kind of plan, what does your ideal week look like? Here's an example of one. This may not be the best example, or it might not be specifically how you would shape your week. However, it's functional, and it shows you how you can allocate time for all of these essential tasks, these important activities and meetings, while also ensuring that you're focusing on the business, not just in the business, and that you're carving out time for those really important business development activities. Abby's going to share this one with you as well, because we know that it's always just nice to see what someone's already done and use it as an example and determine how you might change it to fit your need. But think about when you, what that ideal week looks like for you. And again, you'll see that we've carved out time for all these different things. There's time for strategic planning, meetings, casework, hearings, staff meetings, phone calls, emails, etc. And think too about when you're at your best. For some of you, you're your best in your morning, and some of these tasks might be better scheduled when you're at your peak. So think about that as well. And then you'll notice that perhaps these are color coded. We do that for a reason. It helps with training your team. It helps them to provide, or helps you to kind of provide them with a key, and that they can help support you in this. So as an example, if you have dedicated blocks for client meetings, those are the only blocks in which they're scheduling client meetings for you. They're not going outside of that time. They're respecting this time template. All right. So for those of you that are joining us today and you are kind of straining to move the needle forward, or perhaps you feel that no matter how hard I work, no matter what I do, I'm still spinning my wheels, I have an opportunity for you. Atticus conducts what we call a practice growth diagnostic. This is a tool that allows you to determine your baseline for your law firm, while identifying specific actions that you can take to increase income, lower your stress, and then just really love running your business. So we've done this diagnostics with hundreds of attorneys. Most have spent the investment to have this done and found it to be money very well spent. Today I have permission to grant scholarships for 15 diagnostics. So now if you're serious about getting an evaluation of your business and discovering the blind spots in your practice, email me and I'll respond with a code that will deduct the typical fee of $295. Now, this isn't for everyone. I know for some of you, this is a non-issue and non-desire, but for those who would like, again, a professional evaluation and a dedicated conversation about the results, this is for you. So Abby's putting the contact information in the chat box for this as well. And this just kind of demonstrates some of the areas that this diagnostic is going to let us hone in on. It's going to allow us to identify your DISC behavior, which helps us understand how your behavior and communication style impact your practice. It provides us with insights into your management, profitability, staffing, and marketing activities. And then we take all of this, we provide you with somewhat of a roadmap with those suggestions that are developed from this diagnostic. So you may have noticed that we do a time limit on this. We do that on purpose. We know that attorneys are notorious for procrastination. So again, if you're serious about obtaining this, contact us. You can email me directly. You can email us at grow@atticusadvantage.com. Or if you want, you can put your email in the direct chat to Abby in the chat box, and she'll send this out to you as well. So we are at the top of the hour. I want to thank you so much for spending some time with us today. We did not have a chance to get to any of our questions, but if you have questions, if you ask questions throughout this, or you have questions following our discussion today, again, reach out to us, put a chat in the chat box, and we'll be sure to follow up with you. We do have some programs coming up, more details and information for these and all of our events is available on our website. Again, you can also email us or chat us if you have more questions about that. So Abby, unless there's anything that's urgent here as it relates to questions or thoughts, I want to be mindful of your time unless you get back to your very busy and productive day and practices. You're all set?
Yep, we're good.
All right, excellent. Thank you everyone for joining us today.